Hey, welcome back to Math Quest. Hey, today I'm going to show you how to solve multi-step inequalities, okay? So get your pen and paper, pencil and paper, because we can make mistakes. All right, well, let's get started. So first I'm going to start with the two-step inequalities just to bring you up current, but if you're already a pro at that, you just want to see the multi-step, then go ahead and skip forward. For the rest of you, here we go. Let's get started. Needed a pencil. Here we go. Y over 6, make sure you're writing this down, plus 7 is less than 9. Okay, I don't like this thing. What's up with this thing? Can I move it? There we go. Go away. Okay. So remember that when we talk about one-step, two-step, or multi-step equations, that just means the number of operations that you will need to actually solve the equation. It doesn't mean that it would take 1, 2 steps or many steps. So in this case, this is a two-step equation or two-step inequality, so it's going to take 2 operations to solve it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract the 7 from both sides. I want you to treat this right here, this inequality, as an equal sign, right? Basically, I'm saying don't worry about it until the end. We'll put it back in our final answer. And this thing keeps showing up. Go away. Okay. So it's going to be minus 7, both sides of the inequality. We end up with y over 6 is less than 2. Then simply here, the shortcut, multiply the denominator in that whole number, and you'll end up with y is less than 12. And you're done. That is a two-step inequality. Notice my inequality is a less than sign, and I kept it the same. The only time you're going to change it is if your coefficient is negative, okay? And you end up multiplying or dividing by the negative coefficient. So that's the only time you're going to flip it over the other way. All right, so that solves that one. Let's take a look at something a little different. Oh, by the way, one thing I wanted to bring up, you saw how I had the fraction y over 6. I want you to understand that this is equal. It means the same thing as 1 over 6 times y. It's the same exact thing, and people get kind of thrown off when they don't see a number up here. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. All right, now next one, let's try a multi-step. So write this one down. 6, what happened? Oh, because I was erasing. 6x minus 5 is less than 2x plus 11. Okay, you're crowding me. I don't know why that keeps showing up. What's going on? You're messing up my rhythm here. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, multi-step. So how we start doesn't really matter. I'll show you what I like to do. Is I like to combine the smaller values. So for instance, if I was going to combine the coefficients, I'll combine the 2 with the 6 instead of the 6 with the 2. And I would combine the 5 with the 11 because that keeps things positive and it keeps us from making mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides so that I can combine it with the 6x. And when I keep saying both sides, I mean both sides of the inequality right here with my where my inequality is. So this here is going to give me a 0, and now I'm left with 11 on this side. On this side, it's going to be 6 minus 2, excuse me, that gives me 4x, and the 5 is still there because I haven't done anything with it. Now let's go ahead and add the 5 to both sides. Oh my goodness. Add 5 to both sides. And I end up with 4x, and the symbol is still the same, the inequality. 11 plus 5 is 16. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Here 4 and 4. That leaves us with x less than 4. Now remember that these are statements. It means that my answer is going to be any value that is less than 4. My answer is not 4 because we don't include 4. It is any value that is less than 4 will make this inequality true. And you can simply get any value that is less than 4 and plug it in for my x value, for my x value up on my original inequality here, and both sides should be equal to each other. So let's go ahead and try it out. So anything less than 4, I'm just going to pick a 3. So it's going to be 6 times 3 minus 5 is less than 2 times 3 plus 11. So this is going to be 18 minus 5 is less than 6 plus 11. This is going to be 13 is less than 17. So take a look at my answer here. 13 is less than 17. Is that statement true? It is. That's how I know that my value there is correct. And it's anything less than 4. So I can even go up to 3.9. Okay? Anything less than 4. All right, let's move on to the next one. Write this down, of course. This is going to be a good source of notes. 8x, I like using x, and they have a different variable here, but I'm going to stick with x, minus 3 is greater than 4 times the quantity 2x plus 3. Now, this one right here, same thing. Again, don't let that throw you off. We're going to think of it as just an equal sign that we're going to deal with at the end. Okay? So as of now, it's just like solving a two-step equation, or in this case, a two-step a multi-step equation, but it is an inequality. So I'm going to distribute first. So this is going to stay the same. 8x minus 3 is greater than, and then I'm just going to multiply 4 times 2x and 4 times 3. 4 times 2x is 8x plus 4 times 3 is 12. Now we're going to combine like terms. But notice, as soon as you see the same coefficient on both sides, 8x and 8x, that means that they're going to cancel each other out, because to combine them, I'm going to need to subtract one from the other, and that's going to create a 0. So minus 8x, minus 8x. Right here, that is a 0, that is a 0. Let's look at what we have. Negative 3 is greater than 12. So look at my solution. Negative 3 is greater than 12. Is that statement true? Of course not. Negative 3 is not greater than 12. So what this means in this case is that we have no solution. Okay? No solution. That's all it means. And we can move on to the next one. All right? Hope this is making sense to you. All right. What I wanted to show you here is this other one. And, well, let me not get ahead of myself. So feel free to pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back and play the video and see if you got this correct. I'm assuming you're back. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is distribute 6 times x and 6 times 3. That gets me 6x plus 18 and the less than symbol, and then distribute here as well. So that'd be 3 times 2, which is 6x plus 18. Do you see what I have here? I have the same thing on both sides. At this point, excuse me, I don't even need to plug in anything for x. I know that my statement is false because it says that 6x plus 18 is less than 6x plus 18. But we know that statement is not true. 6x plus 18 is equal to 6x plus 18. Therefore, on this type of problem, we also have no solution. Okay? If I continue to solve it, I'll end up with something like 0 is less than 0. And we know that's not true. 0 is equivalent to 0. All right? So in case you don't notice it's here and you keep on trying to solve the equation, you'll end up with something like this. And just understand that that means you have no solution. All right. One thing that I also haven't shown you is how to graph them. So let's take a quick look here, and we'll pick an orange. Here we go. We're going to distribute here. 3 times 2 is 6, and then 3 times a is 3a. My less than or equal to symbol and 15. Now we're going to combine like terms, so subtract 6 from both sides. And we end up with negative 3a is less than or equal to 9. Now divide both sides by the coefficient, which is negative 3, negative 3. Two things are happening here. So let me scroll up a bit. On this one, I divided by a negative. Well, good thing here made it a positive, positive a. That's what I want. But since I divided by a negative coefficient, that means I have to flip this sign over. So it's going to be a greater than or equal to symbol. Get away. And then 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. And that would be my answer for this inequality. A is any value that is greater than or equal to negative 3. So in this case, negative 3 is a solution to this inequality, but also any other value that's greater, like negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, and so forth. Now, if I was to graph it, remember we graphed these on the number line. And then basically, if this was my negative 3 there, what I'm going to use, because of this symbol here, this inequality that has the equal sign, so it's greater than or equal to, that means I use a solid circle, and I want all values that are greater than. All values are this way. All right, and that's how we graph it on the number line. So next time you'll see me back here for the compound inequalities, and I'll also show you how to graph them on the coordinate grid. But until then, have a good day, enjoy your learning journey, and I'll see you next time on Math Quest. Goodbye.